Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Equilinox. In the last episode, we introduced the meerkats to our world, which just so happen to be some of the newest animals in the game. And they have seriously taken off in this desert biome since. There are so many of their burrows now just littered all around the sands. Their colony just keeps growing and growing, but they're super cute, so I don't mind. I'm not really sure how the bunnies feel about them though. They're probably going to start competing for food pretty soon if we're not careful. It seems like both of them really enjoy the desert grass. I was hoping that maybe the bunnies would grow a taste for the carrots that we had planted way over here, but it seems like it's probably a little bit too far away. Though with all of the burrows that the meerkats can make, I thought that maybe they would be a good addition to the other desert we have here too. It turns out these eagles are a serious issue. They don't have the giant horde of meat over here that I've been seeing lately, but they hunt down every last creature they can get their greedy talons on. It looks like that one was going for another one of these bunnies. But yeah, I placed a group of meerkats over here because I figured, if possible, maybe they could avoid getting picked off by the eagles if they jump into their burrows instead. Unfortunately, the bunnies don't really have a good way to hide from the eagles. Yeah, look at this, another shadow looming right over the desert. Now the meat pile is growing again. I mean, the eagles can't possibly need this much meat, do they? Not only that, but the meat actually decays after a certain amount of time, so if they don't eat this really fast, it ends up going bad. So we really need to figure out a way to supply the eagles with enough food to survive, because I think that's probably why they ended up passing away before. And of course, this one lone nest way over here on the other side of the mountain is a very good reminder of that. It doesn't seem like any of our other eagle friends are going to claim it, so I guess that's going to stay there forever. But one thing's for sure, these little baby eagles are not going to go hungry. So we'll revisit the meerkats again in a little while just to make sure they're still alive. So far, it seems like they're doing pretty well. And since we introduced the meerkats here, it seems like the desert hares are doing better too. So we'll just have to make sure that they all have enough food to eat, just like our desert way over here. Now today I actually wanted to go back to the tropics. We still do have quite a few different types of animals and plants that we need to evolve from these species, particularly the palm trees. These dark, muddy green palm trees, they're going to get us the banana trees next. So this one's a little bit healthier. We'll go ahead and evolve the banana tree from you, right next to all of our beautiful glowing flowers. One of you actually compared these healblooms to the flower in Rapunzel, which I thought was super, super cute. They do kind of remind me of that. Not to mention, they're being watched after by the lizards of our world, so I guess we could almost say they're like Pascal or something. In lieu of actual chameleons, I guess, though it's too bad that we can't change them to look green. Actually, what are the things that we can change from our lizards? Can we make them bigger, maybe? Yeah, bigger and faster. Well, I suppose we could always give it a try. There we go, this lizard should do. It looks like you have plenty of your lifespan left. He's also a little bit bigger too, so we're starting with a bigger species. I want to see how big we can make these lizards. Like, can we actually make our own dinosaurs of the tropics? How many points would it cost for us to go all the way to the top? Oh my gosh, 17 million points for 50%. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with our 30% for now. I guess we could probably make them a little bit faster too. Their disease resistance is already at a pretty good place, which is always good to see for our doctors. But if they're fast, that means they can get around to these plants a bit faster as well, so they can ship off all of those medicines to distant corners of the Mew Meadows. Now, since our banana plant is still hard at work evolving, let's turn our attentions back to the ocean. We still have a couple of different types of fish that we need to evolve, so let's take a look at what we need to do for those. The royal grandma actually comes from the salmon, so that's going to have to take place way over here instead. But this neon fish, that comes from our trusty angelfish. We need a neon pink color, a nearby species of neon blue coral, and some reptiles nearby too. So that would count for the turtles too, right? Let's just make sure. Yeah, the turtles count as reptiles. So we could probably place a group of turtles in the water, because I think I remember it saying that the turtles can live in the water too. I'm just not sure if these lizards are going to be close enough. Oh no, my poor little meerkat. Okay, this is our chance. Do we have any of those tiny seeds left? No, those disappear way, way too fast. Okay, let's go ahead and grab one of these witchroot fruits. Oh, that one disappeared as soon as we clicked on it. Are you okay, little one? Oh no, the baby's sick too? Oh, we weren't in time to save the mother. But at least we saved you, little one, as the eagles scream overhead. Oh, that is terrifying. You better hop into your burrow because they are looking to attack. It's probably because the desert biome isn't the strongest over here, and it looks like one of the exits to their burrows is actually way up here in the mountains. This was the one who was sick too, wasn't it? Yeah, it's because the environment is just so low here. So maybe we'll have to spread a couple more cactus plants this way, a couple more little tufts of grass or something. There's not too much that we can do, unfortunately, because it's such a small area to work with. But we'll try our best to make sure that you don't fall sick again. So I think I saw that our banana tree is ready now. There you are. Ready to start making us some bananas for our tasks? Oh, it looks like we finished off the hungry turtle task too. Excellent. That's only going to get us a few of these points, but I think that's because we really don't have very many tasks left to unlock. The only one down here is hungry fish. Actually, I found a tab earlier. I think it's the stats and info tab. Yeah, this shows us some pretty interesting information. If we go into our animals checklist, we can see every last animal that we have inside this world. So we can see that we only are missing the jellyfish, the neonfish, and the royal grandma. We have a plants checklist, we have a tasks checklist, and look how close we are to completing every last one of these tasks. So to be honest, we're kind of almost done with Equilinox. Though I have seen that the developer is working on a creative mode, where you can literally change like the color of every last one of these creatures. All the plants, all the animals. Lots and lots of creativity at your fingertips, so I'm really looking forward to giving that a try. But first things first, banana tree. So let's read about this thing before we figure out where we're going to place it down. Who doesn't love a tasty banana? The delicious yellow snacks grow on this tropical tree and fall to the floor occasionally. Many small animals will enjoy eating the fallen bananas. Alright, and it doesn't look like there's any particular thing that we have to have nearby. We just need to make sure that it's in a bit of a higher location. So we probably want to actually plant it up here somewhere, right next to all of our healblooms, I guess. So let's pluck you from the ground and we'll place you right in between all of these plants. We'll probably have to make this place a little bit stronger though. It looks like some of the grass is withered out here. In fact, maybe we need to bring some of those leafy plants up, if they would enjoy the space too. They prefer a bit of a lower altitude, but I wonder if they would still work up here? No, that's kind of on the cusp. So instead we might have to rely on the flowers. Flowers and bananas as far as the eye can see. Is there anything else that we haven't unlocked that spreads this biome? That's right, the bromeliad flower. That comes from the tropical flower too. We actually need insects nearby. So, could we just place some butterflies over here? I can't remember if they enjoy the tropical biome too. Let's see. We can place them in the tropical biome for sure. Okay, so as long as we have some flowers nearby, they should be happy. In fact, let's go ahead and place a group right over here next to our big glowing healbloom. I wonder if that would actually make the flowers healthier too, to have all these little insects spreading their pollen. It said that we'll need 4 insects nearby, so we might actually want to place another group down here as well. Maybe over on the other side, right next to this healbloom. Yeah, once both of these groups take off, I'm sure we're going to be able to find one of these tropical flowers to do our work. There we go, this one over here seems to work. I'm not sure if it's going to last long enough because it is losing its lifespan pretty quickly. Yeah, it's definitely that population density again. So we'll just cross our fingers and we'll see how it does. Now maybe we should check up on the rest of the world while we're waiting. See how all of our deer are doing, our beavers in the water, and of course our fish. Do we still have some salmon down here? There's some trout. They're kind of hard to click on because they're so quick though. You know, It looks like the pike may have actually eaten all of our salmon. Yeah, all of these are definitely trout. They're that different color because we needed that to evolve a type of fish. But I think we're going to have to place some salmon back in here. Alright, so apparently the pike have a particular love for the salmon. Maybe that means we want to place them a little bit further away. Yeah, it looks like the environment is pretty good over here. So we'll place you down right on the very edge of the pike's territory. So we need a color trait of purple, but we also have to have a nearby species of gold salmon too. That means we're actually going to need 2 different groups of salmon for this. Alright, that's going to be pretty interesting, especially with these pikes so eager to eat them. In fact, where did our little salmon go? Is this you over here? There you are. Yeah, we're going to want to change you over to purple right away. Hopefully you'll have enough time to have some babies before those pike eat you all up. Then I guess for the other group of salmon, we're going to have to make sure that they're super close by too. We could just put them right about in the same place. Honestly, it might be a good idea for us to create a little breeding area over here instead. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's see what the salmon prefer so we can make a perfect habitat for both types of salmon. All we're going to need are some water lilies. And as for the water lilies, all they prefer are fish in their biome. So this is actually going to be super, super easy. I still want to make sure that we spread some kelp down here though. I think it was the kelp that spreads the riverbed biome, right? Oh, for some reason I can't click on these tabs anymore. There we go. That was a little bit strange. It must have been because it was still saving or something. Sometimes that tends to glitch out the game. Oh no, and there goes our bromeliad too. Well, very, very quickly, let's just drop some kelp in here. We'll probably need some stones, right? Yeah, it's probably those large stones that it's looking for. So a little bit of everything in our fish breeding ground. Oh, Mr. Beaver! Oh my gosh, I thought that was actually a fish. But it's just Goldie the beaver. Goldie and Dusty. You guys are actually pretty far away from your home, aren't you? Oh, there it is right over here. Not quite as far away as I thought it was. Did you cut down all of our wobbly trees? Oh no. No wonder they're having so much trouble putting their beaver lodge back together. It looks like they're kind of letting it go. And that's probably because they're completely out of wood. Oh, Jeremy, was it you who cut down that last wobbly tree? You should know better than that. If you cut down all the trees, then you won't have enough to repair your home. So I guess that means we're going to have to search for the wobbly tree too. Let's go ahead and place a couple more back down here. I know that they don't enjoy this area too much. There are some different species competing for the land over here, but as long as we can keep a few of these saplings growing, then we should be alright. Hey, don't you come over here to trample my sapling, Mr. Bear. He's just inspecting it, just making sure that it's up to his liking, I guess. Or maybe he's having a staring contest with the beavers. Gosh, I wonder if there's a little bit of a heated argument between these two now. At least our ducks are still doing okay. That was awfully timely. But we still have another one down here, right? The ducks have lasted so long. Don't you dare tell me the ducks actually died the moment I came back here. There you are. Oh no, that's a sparrow? Oh, there's our duck. Alright, so the ducks are still definitely around here. Definitely still alive and kicking. Yeah, it's too bad that they don't get along with the bears out here. If they could learn to work together, then I'm sure they would make some pretty good friends. But I would say that we probably have enough kelp down here to support some new types of fish. So let's go ahead and start planting some of the water lilies next. There we go. As long as we have a few seeds on the surface here, then they should be able to wait long enough for us to place those salmon inside. Our very first little salmon of this new genetic experiment. They are so much happier here too. I'm used to seeing all of these fish just swim around frantically, trying to get away from the pike, of course. Though they seem relatively calm now. I guess it's because the pike are so young. Did a whole bunch of them actually die off? That's awfully strange. I guess it just goes to show that the lake is ever-changing. One fish might be on top now, but that doesn't mean it's going to last. So let's grab this little salmon right here, and I guess we could probably change you over to the gold color. I'd imagine that one's probably going to be a little bit more expensive. Well, it's still not that bad. The black salmon is actually the most expensive of the bunch, so at least it's not like our carrots. And if we manage to breed any of the purple salmon, which I believe is this entire family over here, we could actually take one of you instead and drop you right over here next to our other group of salmon. Oh, do we already have a baby? Oh, excellent. We already have our very first golden baby salmon. So that means we could probably just grab you and evolve the royal grandma straight away. Excellent, so we're almost completely done with all the fish now. Oh, except for that neon fish? Oh, that's right. And we need to make sure that they're near some neon blue coral. You know, it looks like most of our different colors of coral may have actually merged together. We still have the red coral over here and tons of the pink coral, but I don't see any more of the blue coral left. Unless maybe I'm just missing it because quite a few of these fish are also blue too. But since we have the angelfish right here, let's go ahead and change you over to the pink color. I'm pretty sure that's what it wanted. It looks like the neon fish is super bright pink anyways, so that must be the one. Yeah, neon pink. One of the last colors on the list. So while that's hard at work, let's see if we can get another group of coral down here too. I guess we could probably place them right in the middle over here. It looks like the environment is okay. So let's go ahead and change this one specifically over to the neon blue color. I'm always worried that by selective breeding one of these, it's going to change every last species nearby. But hopefully these families are far enough away that they won't be affected. Oh my gosh! And there's our first banana tree! Oh, looks like the lizards are loving it so far. Do we have super big, super speedy lizards? Honestly, it doesn't look like it. In fact, it doesn't look like any of our hard work paid off at all. The size is still the same. Oh no, I wonder if that lizard actually passed away before we could finish evolving those traits. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Maybe that means that our lizards actually want to be tiny little critters. I suppose we could always turn this the other way. What happens if we go backwards? Yeah, we still have to pay for it, of course. It's not like they're going to give us points for making these creatures smaller. But let's go ahead and play around with it, I guess. -15. And it looks like our royal grandma has evolved too. You know, that is actually a super pretty fish. I love that contrast between the gold and the purple. A purple and gold fish which prefers living in tropical habitats with plenty of coral. It's slightly smaller and slower than the average fish, so it does have a bit of trouble escaping from predators. So it's probably a very good thing that we brought him over here and didn't leave him right in the middle of all that pike. Something tells me this poor little fish would have already been gone. Oh, did it pass away? Oh, that's probably because it needs to be in a tropical biome. Yeah, the unsuitable biome is actually the riverbed, so it's kind of ironic that we had to evolve it here. Now it likes shells, coral, and large rocks, so quite a few different things. But I'm sure that we have all of those species down here somewhere, right? We have shells way down deep in the ocean, we have nice big rocks to hide around, and of course there's no shortage of coral. So to be honest, I think the royal grandma is going to be happy here without us making any changes at all. Though it seems like the unsuitable biome is actually pretty high. Maybe that's because we placed some of the normal kelp in here instead. If that one's spreading the riverbed biome, I guess that could cause some trouble. I think we're still going to place you down right about here. Even though it's not your favorite place, you should still be able to survive. And luckily I don't think a single one of these fish are going to bother you. Ooh, do I see a beautiful bright pink angelfish? Oh my gosh, that is so striking. Especially between all of these blue fish that we have right now, so at least it's pretty easy for us to pick you out. So we have the neon pink color, the neon blue coral, and now all we're missing are some species of reptile nearby. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is place one of the turtles down here next, assuming that it'll still be a suitable biome for it, which it definitely seems to be. If we place a little turtle egg down here, then it should be ready to evolve in no time. We'll just have to wait for the turtle to hatch, of course. So until then, let's take a quick peek back up here in the desert to see if all of our meerkats have survived. Actually, it looks like they're doing okay. From what I can see, the meerkats are happily digging away in their burrows. And I think the bunnies are okay too. Excellent, so we may have actually found a way to save our eagles after all. Look at this, you guys. Look how much meat they're hoarding over here. Like, they literally only have one tiny little baby eagle to feed, and they just keep stuffing this thing with guinea pig after guinea pig. That is definitely a little bit excessive. And it looks like, unfortunately, most of our guinea pigs are gone again. Oh no! Oh, the poor mother guinea pig. Now all we're left with is this tiny little baby. Where did you even go, little one? Oh, it must have skittered off, unless it passed away from the shock of it all. I don't see a single guinea pig left. Well, I guess that means we're going to have to place some more in here then. We are definitely going to have to see if we can place some different types of prey in here too. I was actually working on the bunnies. That's why I have a few carrots down here. But unfortunately it seems like the rabbits really don't like the forest. So we're going to have to find a way to create a better ecosystem up here if we want to introduce the rabbits too. But assuming that our pirates are still alive down here, way over on our pirate hills, yeah, it looks like we still have a couple of them kicking around. Well, are any of you going to be brave enough to face the eagles next? Voldemort, I think it's going to have to be you. Let's go ahead and transplant you way up here in the hills, then we'll see how you do. Hopefully his lifespan is going to come back. Yeah, I think it was just the population density again. Well, you pretty much have the run of the land here. Oh, there's one of the guinea pigs. Oh my gosh, I wonder if this was a little baby? I think it was. I do recognize that name. Well, looks like you're having a fine time grazing on all the rosemary out here. And you even have some company now too. Some very, very dark company, mind you, but I'm sure you'll get along just fine. Ooh, and we never did start evolving the bromeliad again, did we? Let's see if we can find one of the tropical flowers here. Oh, it was so close too. This one should actually be done in just a couple of seconds. Maybe? Oh no, did our bugs actually move too far away? I think that might be the case. Well, as long as they flutter close enough for a couple more seconds, there we go. Then we should have our brand new flower. You actually grew super far away from the source. This beautiful leafy plant with a flower grows in most tropical regions, as long as the area isn't too rocky. It's a great way to finish off any tropical area and helps to improve the quality of this biome. Alright, so I'm not sure if it's going to appreciate this place. In fact, we might need to take away a couple of these giant boulders that we have strewn around. But I suppose that would make an excellent addition to our healing hills. So it needs a jungle or tropical biome, an area below 65 meters, and it dislikes large rocks. Yeah, so we are definitely going to have to pull a couple of these out of the ground. I guess let's just remove many, take away all of those, and then grab you and place you right next to our other flowers. The one last thing I wanted to see if we could do was if we could introduce some of the tropical biome to the lush biome over here. I'm not really sure if it's going to work because it's so far away from any source of water. But if we could just make like a little pocket or something, then we could bring some of the healblooms here too. So I guess to start with, we're going to have to place some of the flowery grass down. Oh, wait a second. A strange bee has just been born? Hang on, is that you over here? Yeah, is that like a completely black bee? It has that dark, dark purple, so it's so hard to tell against the yellow stripes. It kind of looks like a little fly in a way. The fly is from the swamplands. And you can barely see the stripes at all. Well, that's kind of interesting. I wonder which one of the hives it belongs to. Let's see if we can follow it all the way back home. Yeah, which one are you taking care of? This one right over here? Alright, well, maybe we'll try selective breeding you. I'm not sure how much I like them looking like flies, but at least it's something different. I keep forgetting that we can actually change the colors of the bees. I think I actually wanted to change the bee color up here, right next to our autumn forest. So since we're here, why don't we go ahead and change these bees over to red. A little bit more expensive than the orange color, but I think it'll blend in pretty well with the red trees that we have here too. So back to our lush biome. Let's see if we can grab that flowery grass. And I guess we could place it over here. The healblooms do need to be up pretty high, so we probably want it up here on the crest. I think it would be nice to maybe extend the lush biome all around it in a circle too. That way this could be like a tiny little tropical clearing of some sort. If I remember correctly, quite a few of the animals who can live inside the tropical biome also enjoy spending time in the lush biome too, so it seems like this would be a pretty good mix. We'll place some tropical flowers inside, right next to all of these beautiful primroses. And are we strong enough to place some healblooms down? No, not quite strong enough yet, but it is definitely on the right track. I wonder if maybe we're actually going to have to pluck these primroses out of the ground. Maybe the healbloom just can't survive next to them. So maybe that'll be a project for the next episode. And maybe in the next episode we'll even finish off all of our projects in the sea too. Actually, can we start evolving you little angelfish? No, not quite yet. Oh, that's because of the coral? Oh no, where did our blue coral go? Oh, it must have been taken over by this pink coral again. Oh, that is such a bummer. So yeah, we'll have to keep a very, very close eye on it in the next episode. Though luckily it seems like the reptiles are okay. So I guess the turtles must be down here too? It's kind of hard to tell, but I do see one of those turtle eggs. Pearl the turtle is going to hatch deep down in the sea. Can't get any better than that. I'm not sure when the dolphins are going to be ready, but it sounds like it's going to be sometime pretty soon. So maybe we'll even get the chance to play around with some dolphins next time too. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!